What is the ultimate truth? Why do we exist? What God or cruel creator decreed this reality must be, and why were we forcefully born into it? These are questions we've all asked, maybe not out loud, but somewhere deep inside. In that hollow emptiness we cannot see, but sometimes hear. In the silence from where our thoughts and feelings are born. Sometimes it doesn't even come as a voice, just a weight pressing down on the chest, the anxiety of existence crashing against the walls of the body, screaming without making a sound, aching without spelling a word, a quiet, agonizing grief over an unanswered curiosity. And yet, we carry it, every day, pretending we don't feel it when we always do. What makes us human isn't superior intelligence, it's our ability to act through our emotions, be they good, bad, or the ones that leave us hollow. To define purpose, not only with logic or sheer will, but by how we bear the weight of our own choices, to act upon or to bury our own feelings. As you read this book, carry these words with you. No action is taken purely for selfish reasons, though sometimes it serves as a mask. Even when it's crystal clear before us, some will always try to deny it. No reward, no matter how great, can outweigh the human need to realize their truth. Prologue. The sun had vanished, devoured by the growing embrace of the void's darkness. Demonic shapes started descending from atop the mountain it crowned, and what had remained of daylight bled across the sky in hues of crimson red, casting long shadows over a battlefield drowned in despair. Only the sound of rain lingered, pouring unrelentingly in thick scarlet sheets. It washed over heaps of slain bodies, their eyes, glassy and blackened, staring into the heavens that had long since turned away. 12 terrifying demonic figures towered above ravaging armies of horned beasts, leading their unyielding march of annihilation, like gods delivering the final sentence upon a world that had failed them. Then he descended upon the battlefield, with magnificent wings, radiant and pure, shaped as if carved from the very essence of the stars. His beauty was blinding, an angel of judgment clad in sorrow. At the sight of him, the armies of demonic beasts and devils recoiled, scattering in panic, rushing desperately toward the mountaintop, back to the gaping void from which they had come. Only the 12 demonic lords remained to fight. With his might, one by one, he cast them down, and gripping the last wretched demon by its throat, he stared into its hateful, desperate eyes. For a brief moment, the image flickered, overlapping the scene. A tall man cloaked in dark aura now stood in the angel's place, now gripping a corrupted, horned human-like being with his cybernetic-enhanced arm. Around him, the battlefield was strewn with bodies, shrouded in shadow and ruin. Off to the side, the silhouette of a girl with beast-like ears and a tail lay face down in the mud, her outstretched hand reaching toward another, one crowned with broken horns that seemed to grow from her own scalp. Further away, another lay stained in blood, its final sorrow hidden behind a face covered in scales, impaled against a jagged rock by a broken sword. A silver-haired hero, face scorched and barely recognizable, clutching to a cracked staff, in a crumbling pose as if the next breeze would reduce his remains to ash. The rest were beyond recognition, twisted bodies with broken demonic wings, with forms that long strayed from the shape of anything human. 11 in total. All that remained was the cloaked man, and the horned figure clutched in his grasp as dark mana poured from his wings, casting a vast shadow over the ruin. The image flickered, and the angel's grip returned. "You'll regret this. Nothing will change," the demon shrieked. "Remember, they banished us into a dark, broken world for countless millennia, and all we did was help them survive. Their continued existence only brought us unyielding and constant pain. This accursed world is doomed by its own fate, and you know it. Let me end this nightmare." The angel's wings unfurled, light searing the skies. His voice was low but unshakable. "They are flawed, yes, but do not forget, we were once them. Their fate is our responsibility as much as theirs. And so, we must find a way to save this existence together." The demon thrashed, spitting on the angel in disrespect. "You fool, you're only prolonging the suffering. We'll come back one day, and make you pay for everything." The angel smiled, a sorrowful, broken smile. "Make me pay? Well, yes, I might deserve that. But I wonder how you'll do it, after I seal all of us away for good this time." Realization dawned on the demon's face, twisting into terror. "Wait, you're not planning to use that." The angel tightened his grip. "If there's even one good soul left in this world, then we might still have a chance to be rid of our sins and fix our past mistakes. And I will gladly stake my life for the fate of our world. Wait! No! You can't! With one final cry, the last demon lord was cast into the void. The angels stood alone, surrounded by ruin, but the rift still pulsed, wide open, bleeding out corruption. The demon's weapon remained behind, a twisted, void-forged blade, a remnant of hate and vengeance. The angel reached down, wrapping his fingers around its hilt. It screamed with dark energy. Still, he held it firmly. He knew what must be done. To seal the rift, to stop the spread of chaos, he'd have to give it everything: body, soul, and mana essence. He would become the new seal. No more war, no more bloodshed, just one final selfless choice. With a sorrowful breath, he turned the blade inward and drove it into his heart. Gasp. What in the seven hells was that? That wasn't just another bad dream again, right? It still kind of hurts. My chest feels tight still. God, what did I play before falling asleep? Doomsday Revelations, with dark beings and angels? And what's with all of this? Interdimensional guilt? I knew I should have skipped that creepy lore dump in the horror game. Still, that moment and that blade, it all felt real somehow. Whatever, I'm awake now, might as well do something with my life. Let's see. Option 1, review for the high school exam and pretend like effort will make a difference. Or Option 2, boot up a non-horror game this time and rot in digital peace. Yeah, thought so. Not like the outcome ever changes anyway. New school, new people to push and kick me around, on top of making fun of me, of course. Sometimes I wonder if it even matters that I was born in the first place. Scene at the University of West Magic and Science, course World History. As the lecturer spoke, behind her, a piece of chalk, controlled by mana, tapped against the board, each stroke humming faintly with energy. The holy hero, believed to be descended of the one true God, ended the demonic world wars by uniting the 5 races and banishing the last demon lords into the Void Realm. This marked the end of the Old Chaos Era and the dawn of the Arcana Reformation, a global shift where science and sorcery converged, and technology evolved to control mana beyond the reach of traditional casters. The magical chalk underlined key dates and names in glowing white. The former Holy Alliance of the 5 Kingdoms, man, elves, dwarves, beastmen, and converted devilkin, disbanded after the war, giving rise to distinct nations shaped by each race's path: the Cardinal Kingdoms of Man, the Elven Unified Republic, the Dwarven Ironholds, the United Hordes of Beastmen. And what had remained of the Devilkin tribes, those who rebelled against their usurpers who once enslaved them, the now banished demon lords of the void? She turned to her students, exhausted from the semester's last class, then coughed softly. Ahem, pay attention. You there, as an university student, you should already know this. How did magic appear into our world? Correct answers may yield credits. Oh, yes, ma'am. Magic is believed to have originated from the first prehistoric mana crystals. Over time, the many races of our ancestors learned to channel the crystal's energy, using it to conjure fire, water, manipulate air, reshape the earth, and levitate nearby objects by imbuing them with mana. Eventually, in time, they embodied the crystal's powers, and the ability to use magic became a genetically transmitted trait that many of us inherited. Later on, they successfully mastered full control over the elements, and even learned how to alter the structure of inorganic matter at the atomic level. Then came the breakthrough, by using mana to resonate with other living beings. This allowed them to repair tissue, healing the body, and even granted them the ability to enhance the physical capabilities of themselves or others of their choosing. The teacher gave a small, impressed nod and continued her lesson. Very well answered. Continuing with the aftermath of the war, global peace helped us establish a new invention, the mana-powered train, linked directly to a caster's mana pool. Thus, train routes were established across the continent. Travel became more accessible, and the resulting trade, cultural exchange, and scientific cooperation accelerated technological advancements exponentially. She pulled a small crystal from the desk, presenting it to the class. Eventually, a way to contain magic itself into cyber-enhanced crystals became the standard method of energy storage. These crystals power everything, from small devices like mana screen displays, appliances, autonomous robot assistants, and, depending on their size, even entire cities. Over time, all nations adopted this technology due to its convenience. Ding! The students were already packing their notebooks as the bell marked the end of the last class of the semester. The teacher turned, pouting at their eagerness to leave before she could finish the final part of her lesson. Anyways, class dismissed. Enjoy your summer break. Just then, a mana screen device vibrated softly on one of the students' desks, displaying, "Reminder, summer break job starts in 1 hour." Chapter 1. So that's what the note was about. Our story begins in the western kingdom of man, just outside the constantly growing and innovative town of Trevelya. A small village sat between green grassy hills and quiet pines. The houses were spaced far apart, each one with its own well, garden, and livestock, built to be self-sufficient. Stone paths laid between old timber homes, their roofs moss-lined and chimneys smoking gently in the crisp air. A river passed through the center, its clear waters trickling under the open sky. It was a peaceful place, quiet, clean, and slow, where even the wind felt unhurried. Here, some of the village elders still viewed the growing wave of Manatech as a hollow imitation of true magic, which in the past was earned by invoking it in one's body, taming it through discipline and effort, not by the flick of a switch on a convenient device. As such, most kept their distance while others tried to adapt. But the younger generation wielded it like second nature, as if it had always been there. At the edge of the village, a boy sat on a wooden bench in the yard of a modest house, legs crossed, gently tapping one foot to the rhythm of the music streaming from his Manascreen device. Average height and build for his age, with messy brown curls and sharp green eyes that flashed from beneath a zip-up hoodie. The side pockets of his tech pants sagged with small precision tools and half-fixed mana gear. His attention was locked onto the screen. His warship was under siege from a wave of lizardmen forces. The evenings there were quiet, with only the wind rustling through the trees and the steady chirping of crickets. A loose gate hinge clattered softly as a stronger breeze passed, slipping through the yard and pushing open his bedroom window. It flipped over a notebook on the desk, revealing its title, Mage Knight Entrance Exam, with the owner's name scribbled at the bottom. Remiel Dragon Sanguinis, Remy, to anyone who actually spoke to him. A shy child who kept his distance from others, more focused on music and games than magic or homework.